Hey guys, it's mcfixit here. I'm going to be taking this clear disc and creating a really sweet glue bed die out of it. I'm going to walk you through all the tools and the supplies that I use to make this happen. First thing we're going to do is need a glue bed. This is a 9.2 by 9.2 by 2 inch pan where you're going to want your disc, a clear disc. We're going to use a lot of Dawn dish soap and water to clean it off. We may also use some antibacterial. This is 75% alcohol. Works pretty good at cleaning up the dried glue on it. We're going to be using Quick Coat Blue Lure Dip and Spike It, which does have some UV features to it. We're going to be using some droppers, lots of paper towels, gloves. We might use some 3-in-1 silicone to give us some different shapes, either a little butane torch or off the side. I do have my heat gun, probably be using those as well. Some kind of pick tool or scraper tool, whatever you want to use to allow this process to happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and clean the disc. Even though this is a brand new disc, never thrown. It's a Frio. It's a pretty basic fairway driver, 7.5 -1.1. You're going to want to clean it off just to make sure there's nothing that they spray on it to keep the disc separated and shipping. This is an X out, so you can see it does have a little bit of imperfection, but I could care less because it's going to be sweet for this disc die. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our pan ready. This has been used multiple times. You can see it's no longer really clear glue, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the glue just a little bit, just because I see air bubbles on top. I don't want any of that happening, so let's go ahead and heat it up. I'm going to add a little bit more glue to the bed just because it's kind of low right now. I have dyed multiple discs with this. I'm just going to kind of put it in the center and push it around. You do want it like about 1/4 of an inch deep. So that'll get us about where I want that. And as it pushes it, it gives you a little bit more of a clean bed to work off of. So we're going to be using a blue and fire red. Both of these do say they have UV blast in that one, and then it's just called glow in this one. So when you hit a UV light against it, it does create some really cool colors. And these droppers work really well. They are glass, so you do have to be careful, but overall they work really well. And I think this just creates a really fun design when you use the glue plus these worm dips. These were originally made for fishing. You get the worms and you can dye them whatever color you want, but it works really well for disc too because it's just plastic. That's all you're doing is getting that on there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the 3-in-1. This is just a pick. You can see I've removed a number of them out, space them equally. And then you're just going to dip this in the oil. And what this does is it just kind of creates, you can see it already kind of expanding, just some different designs within it. I'm not going for a cell die as much as I am just to kind of change up from normal and create some cool effects within it. I do know some people love those cell dies, which is awesome. They're kind of hard to do in my opinion, but they look really cool. I mean, obviously you could do them if you wanted to, but I actually want to go ahead and put a little bit more dye on it. And it seems counterintuitive. I just put that down. Why are you putting dye? Because that's just the way I do it. You get to have fun and create yours however you want. You can make it look really cool or not. Or make it however you want. I don't really care. It's your disc die. Okay. I like how that's looking right now. I'm going to go ahead and heat it up with the heat gun, get it nice and warmed up, and let the cells kind of separate out. Okay, that looks really sweet. I'm going to go ahead and use this little stir stick my wife uses from Starbucks And I'm just going to create some really fun, interesting looking designs out of it. Wipe it as you need to, so I'm just use this little bottom portion just to wipe it. So if you push it down too much, it actually goes below the line. So you do have to kind of be careful of that. You really want to, as you push it, to not just drop it all the way down, because then if it's not on the top, it's not actually going to die. So just one little thing to kind of pay attention to as you're doing it. But have fun with it. This is kind of the creative part that I love. And if you feel like you want to add more dye to any location, feel free to do so. So you can see it doesn't have a ton of cells in it, but what it does have is separation. So I'm going to bring it nice and close to the camera. You can see how that separates the different colors out, which is really what I want. And I know it looks very pink right now. It really will not stay that way. And I kind of leaned it a little too hard trying to show you on the camera. So I got to kind of stretch it back out a little bit. I like that right there. Gonna go ahead and hit it up with a butane torch. So because of how much we mixed it together, sometimes you need a little butane torch to kind of knock down everything back into place. I like that right there. We're gonna go ahead and set our disc down in it. And so this one you will be able to see because it's clear. I'm going to put it down like this. You will see that it hits on the right side. And then it'll slowly go towards the left. This is very intentional in getting no air bubbles. Then I'm going to push it down evenly on both sides until it gets to right about where I want it to go, which is right on the edge of that rim. We'll go ahead and take this over very carefully to our heat bed. So now that I've taken this over to my heat lamps, they're about 24 inches. This thing will sit in here, get up to about 100 degrees. I'm going to leave it for about 2 hours, and we're going to come back to a really sweet looking disc dye. So here is the moment of truth. I just got this from underneath the heat lamps. Let's go ahead and lift up. And sometimes you get a whole lot of stuff like I did right there. That glue all the way around the edge. That's totally fine. I'm gonna let that thing drip as much as I can and just begin to push down in anything that will let me put it back down in. This is really where you want to be wearing gloves, because this stuff is kind of soupy and drippy all at the same time. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a little denatured alcohol on it. And then I'm going to grab a couple alcohol wipes. And one thing about the way that I do this is it does kind of clump up, and so you do have to put some pressure on it to knock off all of the little high spots, because you can't have anything that adds like physical texture to the disc. So you do have to scrub a little bit. You can also go in your sink, turn on some hot water so you can see it's kind of built up, and you got to knock all that stuff off. So that's probably like the worst thing about this type of a disc dye, is that you do have to put some elbow grease into it and knock that off. But I have found these little alcohol wipes, 75% alcohol, work really well with the denatured alcohol to just make this process go much, much faster. If not, you do have to soak it and Dawn dish soap it quite a bit inside. Okay, it is time for the reveal. Go ahead and look how cool this disc turned out. I cannot wait to throw this thing today. It looks like it is going straight into the bag just for the design and the look of it. It's really hard to tell how cool this thing looks, so can't wait to get outside, take a picture of it, and then be able to throw it tonight at League. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section down below. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure to do so. That really does help out this channel and enables me to make more videos just like this for you.